Namaste. Today we are going to be working on our feet and our hands and arms, and the reason being is that we use our feet all the time to walk around, run, sit, stand, get in and out of bed and up and down from the sofas. We also use our hands for everyday tasks, cooking, washing, driving, computers. So it's important that we maintain mobility in the joints and strength in the supporting muscles and ligaments that are around those joints. And also when we're doing sun salutations repeatedly, so if we're going to do 10, 11, 50, 100, however many sun salutations, the feet and the hands are integral to that sequence, because we use our arms and hands on the floor to support us as we move in and out of plank, forward fold, downward dog. And we also use our feet to step back and step into the poses. So we need to make sure that we have flexibility so we don't cause undue injury or undue stress to the muscles or the joints or the bones. So let's just take a moment to have your feet facing forwards, have your toes facing forwards. Roll your shoulders back and down. Take a big in-breath through the nose. And as you breathe out, just release that breath through the mouth. And continue to breathe slowly and steadily in through the nose, and if you can, out through the nose. And take a look down at your feet and just maybe lift and spread your 10 toes out. So we call this yoga feet, where because most yogis will have really spread out toes. And if you can't do that today, that's okay. Just think about it. So lift the toes, try and spread them out, and then place them down on the mat. And you feel like you've got a much broader base for stability. So now from here, we're going to lift the toes again. And this time you're going to press down into the mounds of the toes, the toe bases, the big toe base. So really make an indent into the mat if you're standing on one, or into your carpet or on your towel, whatever you're standing on, it's fine. And then take your awareness to the outer edge of the foot, to the little mound, the little toe mound, and press into that. So we're pressing into the big toe mound, and we're pressing into the little toe mounds. Keep the toes lifted, and then just take a couple of breaths here. So breathing in, relax the shoulders, and breathing out. As you breathe out, a gentle drawing in of the abdominal muscles, pulling up of the pelvic floor, so we've got the upper body muscles that support us in our standing poses. And then I want you to roll inwards into the big toe sides. So the little toe sides lighter and lift up. And we roll into the inner edge, and if you look down at your feet, you should almost be able to feel a gap between the ground and the outer edges of your feet. Your inner thighs come in, and perhaps your knees press into one another. So really squeeze the thighs in, really press the knee joints into one another, and that will help you get that internal rotation. So another couple of breaths here, breathing in through the nose and breathing out. And then with the next in-breath, just release the outer edges of your feet down and continue rolling. This time we're going to roll onto the outer edges of the feet, so that the inner edges, the arches, the big toe joints, they lift up off the mat. So we're now getting this external rotation. And pressing down into the mat with the outer edges of your feet. So breathing in Breathing out. Again, engagement of the abdominal area, the pelvic floor muscles. And then we'll gently bring the soles of the feet back to the floor. And just walk it out if you need to. You can hear, maybe you can hear my toes cracking, they crack all the time. So just walk it out. Not really weight bearing, but just bending the knee, lifting the heel up as if you're walking on the spot. Good. And then come back with both the heels, both the soles of the feet on the mat. So if you take a look down at your feet again, make sure that they're still facing forwards, about hip distance apart. We're going to rock the weight of the body forward, so almost as if you're leaning forwards, pressing into your toes and the toe bases, the mounds of the toes, so that the heels become lighter, they press less into the mat. We're going to lift them up in a minute, but for a moment just sort of feel that the back of your heels are light and the weight is all in the front half of your feet. And then from here, keep pressing down into the toe bases and then lift the heels up. And as you lift the heels up, keep the toes relaxed. And then we'll pause here for a couple of breaths. Breathing in, as you breathe out, abdomen, pelvic floor drawing in and up. As you breathe in, maybe rise up another dot on your toe bases. And if you wobble and fall out, fine. Come back into it. And you want to try and keep your awareness in the big toe sides of the feet. So when we lift up, the feet might want to roll all over the place. So in order to keep that steadiness, we want to bring our focus into the big toe bases. We want to engage with our pelvic floor, our abdominal muscles, shoulders are relaxed, arms are relaxed, toes are relaxed, and perhaps just focus your gaze on a still point on the floor in front of you. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Breathing in, see if you can lift your heels a little bit, and breathing out. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, see if you can keep the crown of your head where it is and stretch your heels to the mat. Good. And as you stretch your heels to the mat, lean back into your heels, bend the knees slightly and lift the toes. Lift the toes almost as if you're picking up the mounds of the feet. So pull the toes in towards your shins. A little bend in the knees. It's just a little bit, and we try and pull the toes up and into the shins. A couple of breaths here. So we're looking to get a big stretch in the soles of the feet as we work to shorten, contract and tighten, and therefore strengthen the muscles in the tops of the feet. And at the end of your next out breath, straighten your knees and release the toes. So now we're going to just press into the left foot and bend the right knee and just take some knee and ankle circles on the spot. So if I move my foot ahead, then you'll see. So we're going to move the knee over the ankle in one direction. And as we're moving the knee, we get a little movement going in the ankle as well. And then go the other way. And then release and do that same thing with the other foot. So step the foot forward if that makes it easier. And just rotating the knee over the ankle. And then the other way. and then come back to center. So now, we're going to bend the knees and sit back. As you bend the knees, you're going to sit back and take the arms up, all the way up. So now, you want even weight through both the feet, knees a little bent, taking your bottom maybe a quarter of the way back as if you're sitting back on a high stool. As you get ready to breathe out, gently lower your arms and let your head, shoulders and body gently come forwards, softly rounding the back and bringing the top of your head towards the floor. As we inhale, keep the knees bent, lift up your arms, head, shoulders and body. You can come all the way to the top. As you exhale, bend the knees, bottom back. Let your arms come into an angled position. And we continue to roll all the way down. As you get ready to inhale, float the arms up. This time you might find that you can stay in chair position. And as you breathe out, fold again. As you fold this time, see if you can bring your hands to the floor and then work towards lifting your tailbone up. As we lift the tailbone, we work towards straightening the backs of the legs. And just take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let your head and body just tip forwards, relax into gravity. Breathe in again, and breathe out. So to release out of this, we bend the knees, lower the hips, take the hands forwards and rise up through our chair pose. Pause here for a breath. And then with the next in-breath, rising all the way to the top. And then bring the palms together, down through the heart center, and then down by your side. So, inhale, sweep the arms out. Cross your arms at the top. And again, bend the knees, and this time slowly just roll your head and body over your hips, all the way down. Inhale, fly the arms out this time, and slowly come back up. We'll do that one more time. Circling the arms down as you roll your body over the top of your hips. And rising up. And this time as you rise up, bring the palms to touch at the top. Interlace your fingers. Just point the index fingers up. Point, point, point. Lift and lengthen through the sides of the body, the front of the body, the back of the body. As you breathe out, side bend to your right. As you breathe into the center, as you breathe out over to the left. As you breathe in to the center, release those hands. Good. So this time we're going to stretch the hands forwards. So shoulder height, palms to face down. Pull the shoulders back and down. Check that your feet are under your hips, about hip distance apart, that your weight is even through both the feet. Tummy muscles, pelvic floor muscles are pulled in. So from here, stretch the fingers, stretch, stretch, stretch the fingers, and then make a fist. And stretch, and make a fist. Stretch, and make a fist. So we'll do that a few times with our breath, inhaling, exhaling. And you'll begin to wake up the muscles in your forearm. We'll do 3 more. And then release. Shake out the wrists. So hopefully you begin to feel the muscles in your forearms. I'm going to take that a little bit further. These are the muscles that support the wrist joint, especially when we're in poses like downward dog and plank and cobra and upward facing dog, because we don't want our body weight to go down through the wrist. We want our body weight to transfer into the hands and to be supported by the forearm and upper arm muscles. So let's take the hands forwards again. This time, point your fingers towards the ceiling and push the heel of your hand further away from you, and at the same time pull your fingers back. Now spread your fingers out and push the heels of the hands. So when we're looking sideways, the elbows are straight, shoulders are back and down, my abdomen, pelvic floor is drawn in and up. I'm hugging the muscles of my thighs as I push. Imagine your hands against a wall and you're pushing the wall away, or you're pushing a heavy object away from you. So we'll take a couple of breaths here. Breathe in and out. Feel your ribcage expand with the in-breath and out. And then from here, fingers face the floor and point them downwards. So again, keep the fingers spread out. Really pull the palms of your hands towards you. A couple of breaths here. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really stretch those fingers. For 3, for 2, for 1. And then really shake out your wrists. And relax the arms. Shake out the arms and the shoulders. We're going to do one more exercise with the wrist before we do something else. So this time, arms again forwards, shoulder height. This time we make wrist, tuck your thumbs in, wrap the fingers over, and we'll simply circle the wrists in one direction. Nice big purposeful movement. So go slowly and try and make your circles as big as you can. That's it. And then change direction. So try and keep the elbows straight. So don't want to bend the elbows. We want to keep the elbows straight so we have a sense of working through those forearm muscles. And take your fists up, circle them the other way as you move your arms out to the sides to bring them down. Good. And then really shake it out. So we're going to come to the floor on our hands and knees and put some of those things that we've done into practice. So we'll first of all, hands and knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, fingers spread out, and you want to activate those forearm muscles that we just did. I do that by just lifting the wrist of one hand, placing it down, and awareness that your weight is in the front half of your hands, over your knuckles and your finger bases. So just take your head and shoulders forwards so you can feel that weight in the front half of your hands, and then ease back. So your hands are light, there's no weight in your arms or your hands. As we inhale and come forwards, once again, keep the heels of the hands light. Really press into the finger bases and the fingertips. Bring your head and shoulders a little ahead of your wrists. And then take your bottom back. So we have no weight through the hands. We're going to do that one more time. Inhaling to come forwards. And then exhaling to go back. So after doing that exercise, if you feel that your wrists are really sort of speaking to you, you just turn the backs of your hands onto the floor, press your wrists into the floor and just pick up your hands and give your fingers a little wriggle. And then place your hands back on the floor. As we inhale, come back up. And we'll set up for cat-cow, so spinal flexion. So as we inhale here, want to draw the abdomen in and up. Back of the head is neither down nor lifted, but level with the back of the shoulders. As you inhale, you're going to roll the sit bones back. Let the lower back dip. Feel your belly button moving closer to the floor. Feel your ribs drop down. Move forwards. Your chin lifts and your gaze looks ahead. And squeeze your shoulder blades down. As you exhale, we reverse that movement. We let the head lower. We tuck the tailbone under. Belly button pulls in towards the back of the waist. Front ribs pull into the back ribs. And we find ourselves in cat head down. So inhaling into extension or cow pose or cat head up. And as we exhale, rounding into cat head down. So I'd just like you to move through this spinal mobility with your own breath a few times. Make your movement slow and mindful. Really feel what it is. Are we getting the movement in the back? Can we squeeze the front of our body into the back a little more? Can you tuck your chin in a little more? Can you tuck your tailbone under a little more? And as you breathe in, can you keep that abdomen, pelvic floor drawing in and up? And as you stretch the tailbone away, can you let it go even further away? Can you squeeze your shoulders back? So we're really looking to find our maximum range of movement. And then again, as you round with the out breath, this time let your bottom drop down towards your feet. And then pick up your wrists, come onto your fingertips and walk your fingertips a little further forwards. So the palms of the hands are lifted, the wrists are lifted, our hands are like a tent, like a teepee. Let your ears be between your upper arms. So some of you may drop your forehead to the floor, but we want to keep our ears between the upper arms. And as you press into the floor with your fingertips, see if you can wriggle your tailbone back a little bit. So we get a big stretch from the wrists, the forearms, the armpits, the sides of the body. And bring your awareness to your breath. Notice which part of your breath you can feel. Which part of your body can you feel the breath in? With the next in-breath, release the hands and walk them in towards your knees and lift your body. And as you lift your body, let's see if we can tuck the toes under. So as we tuck the toes under and sit back onto our heels, sometimes the toes don't curl, so you need to use your fingers to just curl them all in. And this is stage one, staying with your hands on the floor, you might be on your fingertips, and just press back into your toes. And if that's okay for you, you might bring your hands to your heart center, and as you breathe in, just a gentle lifting of the rib cage up and out of your hips. This might already be quite intense for you. And if this is okay and you'd like to go a little further, let's take those hands up to the top and interlace the fingers in the less familiar interlace. Again, pointing your index fingers towards the ceiling and stretch your arms, squeeze them into the side of your ears and really lift your rib cage up and out of your sit bones. So your sit bones almost lift off your heels. It's quite strong. You breathe in, breathe out. At the end of your next out breath, release your sit bones down. Bring the hands down. Come back onto the floor. Walk your hands into all fours. Untuck your toes. You might need to just lengthen your legs back and give them a little shake if that feels good. I'm going to pick up the left knee and cross it over the back of the right knee and just draw back into a side bend. So press the floor with both the hands. Pull your right sit bone back, back, back. Breathe in to come forwards. Bring the left knee back. Pick up the right knee, cross it over the left knee, and take your sit bones back towards the left side of the room. We breathe in, we come forwards. We breathe out. Take the left knee back, across the right knee, and then push back. Flowing with the breath. Breathing in to come back to the center. Breathing out. Right knee crosses behind the left knee. And we stretch back. One more time. Flowing with the breath. Left knee behind the right knee. Know that we're staying close to the ground, using the ground as support, as our guide. Right knee over left knee, last time. We're just familiarizing ourselves with how it feels to have the weight going through the arms and then out. And so as we come back again this time, going to take the feet over to one side, any one side, and sit yourself down. As we sit down, extend the legs in front and just pull the toes in towards us. Peel the flesh out from under your buttocks. Breathe in, reach the arms up. So lift that rib cage up. And as we exhale, just let the body come forwards. Lower the hands. Drop the head. Some of you, your hands may reach your feet. For others, it will be ankles. For some of us, it might just be our calves or knees. Wherever you can, just feel that you can grab onto your legs. Bend the elbows. And then just allow the head to drop. Take a few breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Maybe allowing the eyes to close and noticing the shift in our mind, in our body. So even though we've moved relatively slowly, we've moved with mindfulness and intention. We flowed with the breath. At the end of your next out breath, gently release the hold of your legs and let your body gradually roll up. Cross your legs, sit where you are is fine. We'll just take a moment to close our practice. So in any seated position, you might keep your legs extended, you might cross your legs, you might sit in a kneeling position. So allow the eyes to close, breathe in through the nose, open the mouth. Let the eyes close. And see if you can let your awareness just settle on the flow of your breath in and out. And as you do so, maybe noticing the shift in your body temperature, your heart rate, maybe the joints of the feet and the ankles, the hands and the wrists. Noticing how they feel now. Maybe they feel warmer. Maybe they feel a bit more energetic. Just letting your awareness wash through these parts of your body. And bringing your hands to your heart center. We'll inhale, and on the exhale sound Om. With a smile on our lips, we'll bow the forehead towards the fingers, the body forwards towards the floor, to ground and close our practice with grace and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.